Welcome back to Rainbow Spotlight, your #1 channel for LGBTQ+ stories that matter. In today's powerful episode, we're diving deep into Hollywood's darker history of discrimination that will break your heart. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to join our family of over 100,000 proud Rainbow Warriors. From Rock Hudson dying alone and abandoned by the industry he helped build, to DeGeneres losing everything just for saying, "Yep, I'm gay." These stories reveal how far we've come and how far we still need to go. These aren't just tales of discrimination. They're testimonies of triumph over hate, of resilience in the face of rejection, and of courage that changed Hollywood forever. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations about how your favorite stars were treated by an industry that claimed to celebrate diversity. And if you thought our previous videos about LGBTQ+ icons were intense, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Drop a heart if you're ready to honor these brave souls who paved the way for LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood. Let's dive in. Number 1. Rock Hudson. Before becoming Hollywood's leading man, Rock Hudson endured unimaginable cruelty. Studio executives forced him into a sham marriage, while gossip columnists threatened to expose him daily. During film shoots, co-stars would refuse to kiss him, whispering cruel slurs behind his back. At the height of his AIDS battle in 1985, when he desperately needed support, former colleagues and friends abandoned him. His longtime home studio, Universal, refused to help with his medical bills or even acknowledge his condition. The final insult? When his AIDS diagnosis became public, previous film partners rushed to get tested, publicly declaring their disgust at having worked with him. Despite selling his possessions to pay for treatment, many hospitals refused to admit him. Number 2. Ellen DeGeneres. In 1997, when Ellen came out on her sitcom, the backlash was immediate and brutal. ABC plastered parental warning labels on her show, sponsors pulled out, and she received death threats daily. Religious groups protested outside her studio, while billboards appeared calling her Ellen Degenerate. Her own industry turned against her. She couldn't find work for 3 years, lost her savings, and faced depression. Even fellow celebrities mocked her sexuality on late-night shows. The cruelest cut? Her parents initially rejected her, with her father asking her to leave their home. Radio stations banned her shows, and her fan mail became filled with hate speech and threats. Number 3. Rupert Everett. After coming out in 1989, Rupert watched his promising career crumble. Hollywood studios immediately dropped him from leading man roles, with one executive openly stating, "We can't sell a gay man as a romantic lead." Former co-stars refused to work with him, and his agent suggested he pretend it was a phase. He lost major roles in Basic Instinct and The Wedding Date, explicitly due to his sexuality. The British press was particularly cruel, with tabloids running headlines like Rupert's gay shame and stalking his partners. Even his drama school teachers had advised him to act straight or quit acting. Number 4. Ian McKellen. In early British theater, Ian faced systematic discrimination. Directors would mark his audition sheets with Q for queer, ensuring he never got romantic roles. Police would regularly raid gay bars he frequented, publishing names in papers to shame patrons. When he finally came out at 49, several prestigious theaters banned him from performing. His knighthood announcement was met with hate mail and protests. The cruelest irony? After decades of acclaimed performances, critics would still describe his work as too gay, regardless of the role. Number 5. George Michael. The music industry's treatment of George was particularly vicious. After being outed by the LA Police Department's cruel sting operation, radio stations banned his music and MTV restricted his videos. Record executives demanded he date women publicly to save his career. Tabloids hounded him relentlessly, with one UK paper running a 28-day countdown to career death. Former bandmates gave interviews questioning his morality, while promoters canceled tours citing family values. His arrest was deliberately humiliating, with police tipping off photographers and releasing unnecessarily detailed reports to shame him. Can you believe the cruelty our LGBTQ plus legends had to endure? It breaks my heart thinking about how Rock Hudson, a man who gave us so many beautiful performances, died feeling abandoned by the very industry he helped build. And honey, don't even get me started on how they treated Ellen. The same people who now beg to be on her show once called her Ellen degenerate. The audacity. Number 6. Billy Porter. Before his Pose triumph, Billy faced brutal discrimination in Hollywood. Agents told him he was too flamboyant to be marketable, while casting directors would openly mock his mannerisms during auditions. He was forced into bankruptcy, lost his health insurance while HIV positive, and faced homelessness. Theater directors would demand he butch up for roles, and drama schools threatened to expel him for being too gay. The most painful part? His church community publicly denounced him, with his childhood pastor calling him an abomination from the pulpit. Number 7. Zachary Quinto. After coming out, major studios suddenly found scheduling conflicts for roles he'd already been promised. His Star Trek character's action figures were pulled from certain stores after parent groups complained. He received hate mail suggesting he had corrupted his heroic character. Casting directors would ask if he could act straight enough for leading roles, while some fans demanded his scenes be cut from movies. Even his own representatives advised him to keep quiet about his personal life. Number 8. Matt Bomer. When Matt came out, several leading lady co-stars demanded rewrites to minimize their romantic scenes with him. He lost a major superhero role because studio executives claimed audiences wouldn't believe him as straight. Fan sites he'd supported turned against him, with some calling for boycotts of his shows. His children faced bullying at school, while conservative groups demanded he be removed from family shows. One network even digitally minimized his kissing scenes in reruns. Number 9. Luke Evans. Early in his career, Luke was told to choose between being honest and being successful. Casting directors would pass on him for action roles, claiming he wasn't masculine enough. After coming out, he faced constant tabloid harassment, with paparazzi stalking his dates and family members. Some international markets refused to promote his films, while others edited out references to his sexuality in interviews. Even his fitness achievements were undermined by cruel speculation about lifestyle choices. Number 10. Alan Cumming. In British television, Alan was restricted to comic relief roles because producers claimed audiences wouldn't accept him in dramatic parts. He received death threats after kissing another man on stage, while conservative groups protested his appearances at public events. Theater critics would focus on his sexuality rather than his performances, often using coded homophobic language in reviews. His early advocacy for LGBT plus rights cost him numerous commercial endorsements and family-friendly roles. Y'all, it makes my blood boil thinking about how these incredible artists were treated. But look at them now, slaying, succeeding, and showing those haters that our community can't be kept down. Number 11. Ricky Martin. Before living La Vida Loca openly, Ricky endured years of torturous hiding and cruel manipulation. His management forced him to date women publicly, staging paparazzi photos while threatening to expose him if he didn't comply. In interviews, journalists would make thinly veiled homophobic jokes, while TV hosts would try to trap him into coming out. The Catholic Church in Puerto Rico publicly condemned him, leading to boycotts of his Spanish-language albums. The cruelest part? His own former Menudo bandmates gave interviews speculating about his sexuality, with one saying, "We always knew something was wrong with him." Even after coming out, Latin American networks censored his performances and removed him from their playlists. Some radio stations would play his music only after announcing listener discretion advised. Despite his charitable work, organizations would refuse his donations, citing moral concerns. Number 12. Heche. After coming out with Ellen DeGeneres, Anne faced immediate Hollywood blacklisting. Fox immediately threatened to cancel her multi-million-dollar movie deal, while producers openly told her she'd never work in this town again. Her family publicly denounced her, with her own mother supporting conversion therapy. Film executives would only meet her if she agreed to apologize for being gay. Paparazzi would harass her daily, even following her into restrooms to get scandalous photos. The cruelest blow? When she lost custody battles with lawyers using her sexuality against her in court. Number 13. Tab Hunter. In the 1950s, Tab faced constant threats of exposure from Confidential magazine, which extorted gay celebrities. Studio executives forced him into fake dates with actresses, while FBI agents monitored his private life. Fellow actors would refuse to share dressing rooms with him, spreading vicious rumors. The studio's morality clause meant he could lose everything if exposed. He received death threats when people suspected his sexuality, and police would regularly raid his private gatherings, threatening to publish names in newspapers. Number 14. Jodie Foster. Early in her career, stalkers would send her threatening letters specifically targeting her suspected sexuality. Studio executives warned her that coming out would destroy her credibility as a serious actress. Film critics would make snide remarks about her masculine energy, while casting directors suggested she feminine up for roles. She faced constant invasion of privacy, with reporters harassing her children and family members for confirmation of her sexuality. Number 15. Nathan Lane. Before his Broadway success, theater producers would demand he tone down his personality, claiming he was too gay for straight roles. He received hate mail after playing Albert in The Birdcage, with some suggesting he was mocking real families. Comedy clubs would refuse to book him unless he agreed not to mention his sexuality. Even after achieving success, award shows would edit out his references to his partner, claiming family viewing concerns. Number 16. Wilson Cruz. As one of the first openly gay teenage characters on TV in My So-Called Life, Wilson faced brutal backlash. He received death threats and fan mail, while religious groups protested outside network offices. His own father kicked him out, forcing him to sleep in his car between filming episodes. Casting directors would tell him he was too gay for straight roles and not gay enough for gay roles. Even LGBTQ+ publications criticized him for being too flamboyant and reinforcing stereotypes. Number 17. Jim Parsons. During early Big Bang Theory seasons, network executives demanded he butch up his portrayal of Sheldon. Despite the show's success, public appearances were strictly controlled to hide his sexuality. Fan mail would turn hostile if photos surfaced of him with his partner, with some demanding he be fired. When he finally came out, several conservative network affiliates threatened to stop airing the show. Even after becoming TV's highest-paid actor, he faced cruel comments about how his sexuality ruined Sheldon's character for them. Number 18. Wentworth Miller. After Prison Break success, producers threatened to recast his role if he came out. He received death threats from international fans, particularly in Russia where his shows were popular. Studios forced him to attend events with female escorts, while co-stars made homophobic jokes during press tours. His depression and suicide attempts were mockingly reported as gay drama by tabloids. Movie roles mysteriously disappeared once rumors about his sexuality began circulating. Number 19. Victor Garber. Despite his incredible talent, Broadway producers would only cast him in non-romantic roles. His agent advised him to stop bringing your partner to events to protect his career. When playing straight characters, critics would make snide remarks about his lack of chemistry with female co-stars. Television networks would edit out any mentions of his personal life in interviews, claiming audience comfort concerns. Number 20. T.R. Knight. On the Grey's Anatomy set, he endured homophobic slurs from fellow cast members, leading to his eventual departure. After being forcibly outed, he received threatening letters at the studio. Some fans demanded his character be killed off, while others started hateful online campaigns. His scenes were gradually reduced, with writers citing audience feedback as the reason. These 20 heartbreaking stories remind us of the cruel discrimination our LGBTQ+ icons faced simply for being true to themselves. But look at them now. Their strength, resilience, and talent proved that love always wins over hate. They didn't just survive. They thrived and paved the way for future generations. Want more powerful stories about LGBTQ+ legends who changed history? Rainbow Spotlight has hundreds of episodes celebrating our community's triumphs. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our family of over 100,000 Rainbow Warriors. Drop a heart in the comments if you're proud of how far we've come, and remember, we stand on the shoulders of these brave pioneers. Rainbow Spotlight, where every story matters. See you in our next video, beautiful souls. Stay proud, stay strong, stay authentic.